Okay, it's nothing fancy, just your everyday pencil. Now, what exactly is a pencil? Well, a pencil is usually a wooden exterior holding a lead core. The tip we mark with is called the lead. Once upon a time, all pencils were made of lead, so I guess the name just kind of stuck. Today, the lead can refer to all sorts of materials: clay, beeswax, charcoal, and even graphite. A common pencil like this, the lead is made of graphite. I don't know what graphite is, other than it's a carbon-based ore similar to coal or diamonds. But in this series, we'll be using graphite because it is easy to use and most people are familiar with it. On the other end of the pencil, we have the eraser. These pink erasers are absolutely worthless, so we're just going to get rid of it and throw it away. And I better get rid of this metal piece, because if I might hurt myself chewing on the end of the pencil. Now, what else do we have? Oh, the numbering. Right here it says it's a number 2 pencil. Now, I don't know what a number 2 pencil is. I've never seen a number 1 pencil, a number 3 pencil, or any other number pencil for that matter, but this common everyday pencil, if it were a drawing pencil, would be an HB pencil. Now, I'll get into what HB stands for later, but first we need to go out and get some of these pencils. Now, they're really easy to find. You can get them at any arts or big box arts and crafts store. They'll sell them individually. You can also find them at office supply stores, and usually they're in the drafting section and they come in sets. Now, for those of you that don't have one of those stores convenient, there's one place I absolutely despise, but I'm going to go there just for you to find out if they have these pencils. I'll be back soon. Well, that took forever, and I've just returned from probably one of the worst places in the world, Walmart. And yes, they do have the pencils we need. I had to walk all over the store, but they're in the sewing section. Of course, obviously, that's exactly where I think to look for art supplies, the sewing section. Anyhow, looks like they're buried in the bottom of this bag. Unfortunately, when I was in Walmart, I got caught up with a little bit of a consumer bug. I guess I was inspired by those everyday low prices. So I had to pick up a few necessities. Let's see, we got underwear. Yes, no one's ever going to accuse me of airing my dirty laundry on YouTube. These are clean and still in the package. I have to preface this by, I'm addicted to Dr. Pepper. I drink it every day, all day. So, Dr. Pepper sleeping pants. What better way to be a free advertising walking billboard than showing my brand logo while I sleep? Pez. Everybody loves Pez. You pop back the head and you get an artificially flavored sugar pill. I guess this really has nothing to do with art, but hey, it is a Ninja Turtle. They're named after artists. And, I don't know, is it just me, or do the Ninja Turtles look buffer and scarier than they used to? Alright, I got it. Here it is. Cheap set of graphite drawing pencils. Of course, you'll have to walk all over the store, way in the back in the sewing section, but they're there, $7. And I found another thing that we're going to need. It's a Kneaded Eraser. Now, I had to buy this whole set at Walmart just to get this little tiny eraser, but you can get it elsewhere all by itself and, I don't know, save some money. Now, so what makes these pencils so special? Well, I'm just going to have to show you. Earlier I said the run-of-the-mill yellow pencil was like an HB pencil. So here's the HB pencil from our set. HB. Now, the H stands for hard, and the B stands for black. Besides the HB pencils, there are a bunch of H pencils. Starting with H, they are numbered all the way up to 9. And there are a bunch of B pencils. Starting with B, they are numbered up to 9 as well. 2B, 3B, all the way to 9. How the numbering works is the higher the number, the more extreme the quality of lead it is. So H is hard, a 9H is the hardest. And B stands for black, so the 9B is the blackest. Now, this system is kind of confusing because you have hard and black, two things that don't really go together. So there's two other ways to look at it. H pencils are obviously hard. Relative to H pencils, B pencils are softer. And the 9B pencil is actually the softest. I never refer to B pencils as blacker. I call them softer, and I'll tell you why later. Now, the other way to look at this is in terms of value. B pencils are obviously black, so in terms of the value scale, they are darker. So the H pencils are lighter. You really have to see the difference to understand why these pencils are important for your drawings. But first, there's one oddball pencil, and it is called an F pencil. Now, I think F stands for firm, but I'm not really sure. The way it feels is if it's between an H and an HB pencil, but he's left out, so we're not going to worry about him. Okay, now to show you why these pencils are so important, if you remember last video, I said a normal pencil really can't make a black mark. So, pushing down as hard as I can, this is what our HP pencil does. In terms of absolute value scale, it's roughly a 7 or an 8. Now let's take a look at what an 8B pencil does. 8B would be right here. It's pretty black. I'm going to push as hard as I can, and as you can see, it shows up a lot darker. Now, I have a 6H pencil, so it's over here. It's really hard and really light, and pressing as hard as I can, as you can see, I don't know how well this shows up. An interesting property of graphite is that it's reflective, so right here you can probably see some of the light reflecting off of this pencil. But obviously there's a big difference in how each of the pencils behaves. Earlier I referred to the B pencils as soft. This is because when drawing it's important how something feels. Unlike writing, when you're using a firm stroke, most of the time in drawing you'll be using much lighter pressures. So in drawing we make up for this by using a variety of pencils. Most of the time I use 5 different pencils in my graphite drawings. Everyone has their own favorites that they use, and it's all really a matter of preference. But I choose to use the 4H, the 2H, the HB, the 2B, and the 4B. Now I'll show you how they behave by using each pencil and applying a shading with the same amount of pressure. There's the 4H, 2H, the HB, 2B, and the 4B.